focused on people who are going for slot 2 and slot 3. No major changes, that's one. Maybe a small change, what I've heard right now is that in a VA section, you have all the 4 type of questions that normally come: para-jumbles, para-summary, or may not fill in the blank. So all the 4 type of questions that come. So be careful while choosing between odd man out and para-jumbles, because that's where the confusion comes. Otherwise, it's not a problem. Otherwise, the pattern is the same across. What is I got a review is that the verbal is a little lengthier. I mean, I'm not saying it's tougher, but it's a little lengthier as such. So that means it takes a little longer to read the passages. The RCs are supposed to be lengthier in what normally comes in the examination. So in which case, go with prepared mindset saying that yes, it's going to be lengthy. But again, remember one thing: when you're looking at the analysis of different slots, it could be very different for each slot. I mean, there could be a difference in terms of actual difficult level. There could be actually a difference between the perception of students. So students who give you a feedback would definitely be different from people who go for second, and that normally happens between slot 1 and slot 2. So whatever reviews you listen to, understand this difference and go with the open mind. But yes, no major changes. What I would recommend is, what I would just say is, VLND, DILR, what will happen is normal 1 DI and 4 LR. So DI set was easier as compared to the LR. And what has been seen in the past, I'm not saying it will happen in the second slot, but what has been seen in the past is that DI has been easier across slots compared to the LR sets. So my suggestion would be, I mean, for people who are going second, third, first try the DI sets, but with an open mind. If you find it tough, leave it immediately. DI has been traditionally been an easier set. So if you're comfortable with DI, pick up, because since it was easier in the first slot, it's expected to be easier in the second, third. It may look tough. I remember once when I went for exam, the DI looked tough and I just skipped. But no, it may look tough, but my suggestion is take that 2 minutes time and just glance through the DI set, because that could be an easier set. But yes, as I said, there could be a difference in difficulty level across section. But considering the past and the first slot, my suggestion is first try the DI and then go for DLR sets. Go with normal, this one, arrangement, etc. I heard that LR was also tougher as such. But if LR was tougher, you will be able to solve less number of questions. It's perfectly all right. Pick up the easiest one and try to solve. Again, this could be different for slot 2. For quant, what I've heard is that, yes, more lengthier questions as compared to the lengthier questions. I mean, takes a little more time to solve. The questions were more lengthier and therefore it took more time to read. Also, someone said that for his at least paper, the initial questions were tougher and the later questions were easier, which automatically basically means that if you find the paper tough when you're solving, learn to skip more questions. I mean, if you find any questions with medium and tough, learn to leave it and try to reach the end as far as possible. It's important because it should not happen that you're stuck to a tough question which comes in the start and you miss out on the easy questions which comes in the end. So key is, again, not to get stuck to a question and go to the first round as fast as possible so you can judge the paper. Don't get stuck on the questions because the questions are lengthier. I'm not saying no is from what is got. So technically questions lengthier, but have your strategy. So my suggestion, the best strategy would be for verbal, follow your normal strategy. Though it was lengthy, but there are no major changes. So you can follow your normal strategy for verbal. Whatever strategy you have been following, follow that strategy because marks are same in this one. Except remember that there are all the 4 types of question in VA to be careful to read. That's one mistake that people do. DI, as I said, in DLR, first prefer the DI is what I would recommend. I'm not saying that, solve the DI set, but go to the DI set. Traditionally, it has been seen that, as I said, DI is easy in first, DI will be easy in second or slot. I'm not getting to type of question, they're not important. I mean, a lot of people try to find out what is the type of question, try to solve, but that is not important for slot 2. For slot 2, people who are going, go with a very open mind saying that, okay, no major change. I know there has been a difficult paper, but my slot of paper could be easy. Don't go with a preconceived mind. Pick up, form a strategy for each section and then try to solve. If I were to go for the examination, okay, I would not change my strategy for VA. It will remain as it is. For DLR, I would change my strategy saying that I'll start with the DI first and see if it is tough or easy and then maybe look at the LR sets, okay, because first slot DI was easy. And for quant, I would realize that quant is a little lengthier, so maybe my strategy would be to try to solve only the easy sums in the first slot so I can reach the last end and gauge the questions which are comparatively easier and comparatively tougher and then focus on the easy questions rather than wasting time on a lengthier, tougher question in the first round, which may put me under stress. So, which basically means that I will modify my strategy a little bit in my DILR and the quant section because of the feedback that I've received from slot 1. Not major, only that small change. Otherwise, yes, no major change that has been seen. Slot 2 people, go with the open mind for the examination and do your best. I mean, when you write the paper, you should think about like, okay, whatever happens, happens for the best. One. Secondly, if you find a paper tough, it is tough for everyone in your slot. If you find a paper easy, it is easy for everyone in your slot. And your slot difficulty level could be different from the first slot. So don't base your attempts in your examination on the first slot attempts, because that's what people have done mistake. I mean, they said, okay, first slot has solved so much, so I have to solve so much. It's a very wrong way of looking at it, because we have known that there have been changes in the difficulty level. So try to go with the open mind as far as possible. Just tweak the strategy based on the feedback that you have received, but don't go with the focus on this attempts I have to do and this much I don't have to attempt. I hope this helps. We'll come up with a little bit more detailed analysis maybe in a short time, but I think this should suffice at least for the people who are going for slot 2. If you any comments that you want to write, you can let us know. But understand this: the slot 1 paper and the slot 2 paper are going to be completely different. So no need of over-analyzing slot 1, doesn't help. It only creates more stress. Just go with the open mind, with the understanding that there are no major changes, and all the best for the examination. Right. Yeah.